He was my producer. And I was his forbidden star. The set was almost empty, cameras asleep, lights dimmed, and echoes of laughter fading into silence. Only 2 people remained. Lila Monroe, the rising star with soft brown eyes and a voice that could melt glass, was sitting on the edge of the stage. Her heels were off, her makeup smudged, and her heart tangled. Across the set, leaning against a soundboard, was Ethan Cole, the producer, powerful, quiet, and dangerously magnetic. He'd been the one who discovered her. The one who believed in her when no one else did. The one she wasn't supposed to fall for. But the heart never signs contracts. Long night? Ethan asked, his tone casual but eyes warm. Lila smiled faintly. Feels like we've been filming for a lifetime. He walked closer, slow and steady, his usual confidence softened by something unspoken. You were brilliant today. That last scene. I couldn't look away. Lila's breath caught. You say that to all your actresses? He chuckled. No. Just to the one who makes me forget I'm the producer. The air thickened. The sound of the rain outside the studio window filled the silence. Neither of them moved. She finally looked up at him, eyes glimmering beneath the stage lights. You know this can't happen, right? Ethan's jaw tightened. I know. But knowing doesn't make it easier. Their story began months ago, during the casting for Whispered Skies. Lila was the unknown name who walked into his office and left him speechless. Her talent was raw, her charm effortless. He gave her the role, and promised himself to keep his distance. But every day on set, every shared glance, every rehearsal made that promise harder to keep. Now, as the film neared its final days, so did their restraint. During a late-night rehearsal, Lila missed her line and sighed, frustrated. Ethan approached from behind, his voice calm and low. You're overthinking again, he said. You try acting when someone's watching you like that, she whispered. Like what? Like I'm not supposed to notice. He froze. Their eyes locked in the mirror of the dressing room, his reflection right behind hers, his gaze soft but full of fire. You notice too much, he murmured. Maybe because you hide too little, she shot back. That was the first time he didn't correct her. The final day of shooting came faster than either wanted. The crew cheered, cameras shut down, and the set turned into a memory. Ethan walked toward her, clapping slowly. You did it. You're going to be everywhere soon. Lila smiled, trying to hide the ache in her chest. And you'll move on to the next project, right? He hesitated. That's the plan. But plans are fragile things when hearts are involved. Everyone left, one by one. The studio dimmed again. Ethan was still there, watching her pack her things. You don't have to rush, he said. If I don't, I might stay, she whispered. He took a step closer. Would that be so bad? She looked at him, tears threatening. It would be dangerous. Lila, he said, voice trembling, I've spent months pretending I don't feel this. I'm done pretending. And just like that, their world changed. The storm outside roared. Inside, the air hummed. Ethan brushed a stray lock of hair from her face, his fingers lingering for a heartbeat too long. She didn't move, she couldn't. Tell me to stop, he whispered. I can't, she breathed. Then came the kiss, soft at first, uncertain, then deep and desperate, the kind that happens once and lives forever. They pulled away, both breathless, both aware of what they'd done. This can't go public, she said. It won't, he promised. Our secret. But secrets never stay silent for long. A week later, a photo leaked, blurry, but enough to start rumors. The internet buzzed. Blogs exploded. The studio panicked. Lila's agent called her in tears. They're saying you seduced him for the role. Her world crumbled. She ran to the studio that night, storming into Ethan's office. Did you tell anyone? Of course not, he said, eyes fierce. I'd never let them touch your name. Then why aren't you defending me? Because if I do, they'll know it's true. The pain in his voice broke her. So I just take the fall? He took a deep breath. If it saves your career, yes. Tears spilled down her cheeks. You think I care about the career when I'm losing you? He stepped forward, cupping her face gently. I'm not what you need right now. You don't get to decide that, she whispered. But he did. He always did. Months passed. Lila's film became a hit. She was on every magazine cover, every red carpet, smiling for cameras that didn't see her heartbreak. Ethan resigned quietly. No interviews. No statements. Just silence. Every night, she looked at the award on her shelf and thought of him, the man who made her a star and walked away to protect her. London Film Festival. The lights were brighter, her fame louder. As she stepped onto the carpet, someone called her name softly. Lila. She turned, and there he was. Ethan, standing in the crowd, older but still the same warmth in his eyes. You look incredible, he said. You look like a ghost, she replied softly. He smiled sadly. I wanted to see you. I never stopped watching your work. And I never stopped missing you, she said quietly. The noise of the crowd faded. It was just them again, no scripts, no contracts, no cameras. You once said we were dangerous, he whispered. We still are, she replied, smiling through tears. But maybe this time I don't care. Later that night, she found him on the terrace, away from the flashlights. Why did you really leave, she asked. He sighed. Because I loved you enough to protect you. She shook her head. Then love me enough to stay this time. And when she reached for his hand, he didn't pull away. The cameras flashed inside. The city lights shimmered. And under the London sky, they kissed again, not as producer and actress, but as two souls who had waited too long. As the night faded, they walked together into the future, uncertain, unplanned, but real. Sometimes love isn't about following the script. Sometimes, it's about writing your own.